What's up, everybody? I'm here at the airport with the Bonanza, and just came out of a little bit of maintenance for some brakes, and maintenance guys forgot to plug it in to preheat, so I've got an hour or so to kill and have a bad nav light. So I'm looking at replacing it. I'm going to walk you through the simple process of upgrading your incandescent nav lights to some colored LED ones. Check it out. So I'm here at the right wingtip with the old incandescent nav light, and what you're going to need for the project is an LED bulb. I got the Aero LEDs. They're actually colored bulbs. Got them on Amazon, I think for around $100 for a set of 3. That'll be the red, the green, and the white. And what you're also, I'm upgrading is instead of having the colored lens, because I have a colored light, I'm actually going to swap these out to a clear lens, also with a gasket so it stays weather tight, and check it out and put it all back together. What I also use for this project is a magnetic screw holder, so that way this screw and housing doesn't go missing during the project, or the screw doesn't roll away. So you can buy these at Harbor Freight. I think they're like 10 bucks, so that way you don't lose any parts. I do have some spare stainless screws, but I'm getting this wingtip painted soon, so I want to save that for that time. So first what we're going to do is unloosen this one screw. That's the only thing holding on the cover and this housing. Just make sure you have the right size Phillips head, because these are pretty fragile, especially since they've been rusted. You want to make sure you don't strip the head and put yourself into another issue. But first, it's remove the screw and keep your hand underneath. Even though these are probably stuck in place from the years they've been held on, you just don't want those to fall off. There's the little screw. And then you'll see it's just pressure with the colored lens and that housing holding it on together. Next, what we're going to do is take this incandescent bulb, push it in, and twist it a quarter turn. Just be careful you don't break that bulb in there, and it might be a little bit tight of a fit, but that quarter turn and a little bit of a wiggle should pop that out, and you'll see what the that connection looks like. Then what we're going to get is our LED bulb. Make sure it's the right one, the right color for the right side, and you'll see it has the same exact connection as the incandescent bulb. So you're going to take these little tabs right there, line them up, and just pop it in a quarter turn to the right. There you go, now it's in. So what I always do after I've swapped out a bulb, before I start putting everything together, turn the batteries on, check the nav light, make sure that it's properly seated, and go from there. So now that you know it works, we're gonna take our lens with our new rubber gasket, put it together and slide it on carefully. You'll see I took my gloves off because I tried the other side, and it's just a little hard to hold this gasket in place. So we're gonna take it. There's a little indent. Actually, I forgot to remove the old gasket, so we're gonna take that out. There you go. And we're gonna take this and just put it right in that indent. Just like so. Make sure it hasn't slipped down, that it's got a nice tight seal. Then what we're gonna do is go to our magnetic tray, grab our holder, and just align it. Now with this plane, it's pretty easy because there's a cup to hold this. Your plane might be a little different, but we're gonna line it up just inside, like so, and then go back to our magnetic tray, grab that screw, and tighten it up. Perfect. So now that it's all set, we're gonna go for a flight, come back. I always check my screws to make sure they haven't loosened themselves, and if I need to, re-secure them until eventually it doesn't need to be any more securing. Guys, another tip I want to show you is how I leave my job. Now, I talked about backing off of screws in flight and just double checking. Rarely ever happens, but just to make sure of that, if I don't have a screwdriver or I want to know if it's moved any little bit, I always leave my Phillips head or my flatheads in either an up and down or a cross position. That way I know I was the last one to touch it and that it hasn't moved. So if you look closely, these are a little hard to see, but I'll leave that one in the cross position, actually all of them, just to make sure I can check that they haven't moved, or I know how much they've moved and kind of keep an eye on it. Hope you enjoyed the video. You learned that it's a pretty simple fix and upgrade. One thing I forgot to mention is always do the logbook. I always put in there the LED part, the manufacturer, obviously the day it was done, myself as the person performing the work, and my pilot license number.